I decided to Google myself today, and I want to talk to you about internet evidence. But before we do it, I decided to tell you about my Googling experience, because there is a point to this. If you're listening to this and going, what the hell is he talking about? I'm going to show you a very powerful point that's going to shape how you're perceived in the internet of the future. And it comes to me Googling myself. So I decided to go down the self-absorbed rabbit warren of Googling myself to see what comes up. And, all the usual things of, Company's House and, all the official stuff comes up. But then in Google, you have these like snippets. And one of them was Dean Seddon's net worth. And I was like, I wonder, because I'm not the kind of person who flashes off my success. I find it grates me when you see people flashing fancy stuff. I always think that anybody flashing fancy stuff is doing it for a reason, because you don't see billionaires doing that. So I don't do that. But interestingly, what happened is I do like to share what my goals are, what I'm working to, and all this kind of stuff. And AI, Google Gemini's AI, knew what I was working to because of my LinkedIn posts. So AI gave me an answer in my browser to say that Dean Seddon runs Maverick. Maverick's revenue is this, because it found it from me talking about it, but it also found it from public records. Maverick's revenue is around $2 million a year, and the current goal and target, which he's on track for, is $3 million this year. And so weirdly, all of my LinkedIn posts, all of my LinkedIn articles, my website articles are obviously informing how I'm shaped by AI. It's input, training data for AI. And, I'm not an SEO expert. I do a little bit of it. Our team does a little bit of it. And, people are searching these LLMs, Google AI in this case, to get answers. And we are more skeptical now than ever before, because everything can be faked. Reviews can be faked. Post engagement can be faked. Even real entire people can be faked. And so before somebody invests with you, they're going to want to find reassurance that you're not just the latest line of scammers, crazy people, out and out novices that will try and take your money. And so when I saw this, and it should not be new to you, and it's not new to me, that this is the case, that the internet is, you need to have evidence on the internet, I started to think about, what should I be putting into my content so that when somebody searches the internet to kind of validate me, there's information there. Now, I can't post, and this is a really good test, I can't post, I'm really good at what I do. So hopefully AI spits out Dean is really good at what he does. You have to weave in the things that help people see you're good at what you do. So I've been more conscious about actually talking about the stats and facts behind my business. I've done this. I've been in business for 25 years. I know I don't like that number because I don't feel old enough to have been in business for 25 years, but I have been. I've trained in the last 6 years, 500 people one-to-one, 25,000 people in sales teams. And over the 14 years I've been focused on social selling, it's about 150,000 people have been through some form of training with me. And why am I not weaving those things into everything I'm writing? Not the same things every time, but because I want to leave a trail of evidence that the internet can see that I'm good at what I do. Because if I post on LinkedIn, in the old world, I posted on LinkedIn and it would stay on LinkedIn. That's not the case anymore. That information is hoovered up by LLMs and it's now being spat out again in ChatGPT, in Gemini, in Claude. And so we have to think about, what are we putting out there that leaves that trail of evidence? Yes, case studies are good and we should be putting them out there. Yes, our blogs are good, but it is the mix of stuff that helps people figure out, can you solve their problem? And now we've got so many skeptical buyers, we should be going, hang on a minute. We need to put little updates on our website so that there's evidence of what we're up to. You know, PR, as they say, is actually going to become more and more important. You know, press releases, news articles, blogs, all of that stuff is going to be more important, but not this classic how-to tips. Although, to be honest with you, that's the stuff I default to because I want to help people. I have to think more strategically than that and actually think about solving problems through content and weaving in my experiences so that AI can not only see that hey, this article helps, but actually, no, this person has experience in solving this problem. And it's really reshaped how I'm writing what I'm writing. And I'm writing more stuff without AI to do this than ever before. And, you know, AI for a lot of things is brilliant. But when I'm trying to shape ideas that are going to last on the internet, I have to leave AI behind because I'm not trying to play this tactical game of being famous. I'm trying to leave internet evidence so that somebody trying to check me out, there is enough information out there to actually give them certainty and confidence to invest with me. And I wanted to do this podcast today. We've got a whole range of guests coming up. I've been recording for the last few weeks with guests. They're coming up. But the reason I wanted to share this is because of it being the easiest thing to skip. You know, there's no damage to your business by not doing this right now, but actually going, do you know what? I've just had a great case study, just had a great conversation with a client. So let me give you an example. You come off a call with a client who's giving you really amazing feedback. The client doesn't actually want to put their name to it. I have this problem all the time. Clients do not want to put their names in the public space. It's normal, by the way, that happens. So my client does not want to put their name in the public space about, oh, they were struggling with this and struggling with that. And so, okay, do it as a kind of journal. I just had a great conversation with a client who's just closed a $400,000 opportunity. I can't share the names, but it made me really happy because of this, especially the journey they've been on because of Y, X, or Y. And just tell that story almost like a journal, a public journal. Because one, that if you do that consistently, that history is going to be there. Two, the LLMs can pick up on that. And so you may not have thought about doing this before or doing it in this way. But once I Googled myself, I was like, I need to do this more. I need to do this more because it will be powerful in just helping people have certainty that you're not just another person. There's enough out there to give them the reassurance that they're making a good decision to buy and invest with you. And so this is not going to be a very long podcast because it's just that if you don't have a blog on your website, don't spend thousands trying to build one. Just sign up for something like Medium or a LinkedIn newsletter is brilliant for this. What are the things that you would want the AI and Google to put out from you, and make sure you weave them in because it's the most powerful thing you can do to create long-lasting, shaping the way the internet perceives you by sharing those little stories. Even if it is anecdotal, does not matter. You're putting out the evidence that people can pick up on. You know, I have the same challenge as you sometimes. I can't share the testimonials. I've got a brilliant one from a major corporate, and the legal team will not allow me to put it out. They can say we've worked with them. We can say the results we got for them, but we cannot put the video testimonial out because it cannot be seen as an endorsement. God knows what the legal teams do, but you know. So think about it. What internet evidence are you creating? Your LinkedIn post can do it, and they should be doing it. Your LinkedIn newsletter if you haven't got a blog. But think about how are you weaving those subtle certainty messages through everything you're doing? Because it's so important as people start to stop Googling and start asking ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude for the answer. You want to have stuff out there, a back catalogue of material that it can draw on to give that answer.